experience that so much of the inventory that you're buying is going through kind of apps or like first-party login type environments that the tracking ban isn't blocking that activity? Joe, you're there. You go. You're coming back. It's in and out pretty bad. Joe, I'm sorry, I can't hear you really right now. Joe, can you hear me?
And then sort of like, go beyond the return of ad spend, and we're just looking at cost-cutting.
Hey, Joe, can you hear me? It sounds. I'm getting like a lot of feedback. Joe, can you hear me? Joe, can you hear me? Joe? Joe, can you hear me? Hey, Joe? Joe?
Oh, wow.
Can you hear me? Hello, Joe? Joe, can you hear me? Hello?
Hey, Thomas, you still there?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, sorry, you kind of went
sorry.
down that hole again there.
Yeah, I know what happened. I took out my earbuds, and it was on. It was Bluetooth connected still, using the AirPods.
Got it.
And I was like, I think you're hearing me through my pocket.
Got it. Yes, that is what was happening.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you. Yeah.
So let's rewind back.
Okay.
Because I want to make sure this is valuable to you. So
Yeah.
your question originally was, if is the ad blocking an issue that I can see? And my response to that was, I can't tell specifically, but what's more interesting is making my bias towards Google and Facebook, where I know that is less of an issue. Granted, I don't know how the Apple ITT thing will play out. Like maybe they can reach into the app, right? That's kind of the worry. So because we just operate based on the return on ad spend, if, Criteo seems to perform less, I have no loyalty to that. I could just dial that budget down and increase areas that performs well, right? So maybe it's exacerbating this market share, right?
Yeah.
So what happens, it's super obvious. Like if it doesn't work everyone else, then I'm just going to use first party sort of retargeting systems like Google or Facebook. With the presumption that I'm in a situation where they have the skill set to do Facebook and Google natively, right? But there are situations where some companies just relinquish that to Criteo. So maybe they still have a place there as well.
Got it. Okay, so my parroting that back to you is you're not getting the visibility into what specific impact that ITP is having, but you are noticing a headwind to their ROI that they're able to earn.
Correct.
What else? So I'm thinking about advertising or investing in Criteo. What else should we talk about? And then the other thing that I would ask in that response is what other companies should we be paying attention to? Do you think are interesting? My colleague came over while we were chatting and asked that I see if you have any thought on LiveRamp. I'm not familiar with LiveRamp.
Not familiar with LiveRamp. I will say there is the most interesting part, which hasn't been mastered by any ad network per se, is this phenomenon of influencers and their participation in sort of the digital realm, right? So because of these social media platforms are giants, and now there are superstars in each and every one of them, right? They actually start consuming some of my digital marketing budget, right? So it'd be interesting to see, whether the platforms themselves embrace that and take a piece of that somehow, or make that process easier or better, and recognize that it's not going away. Or for example, YouTube has their preferred programs, right, for some of their best YouTube content, which are made by their own, random creators, right? And then that's an interesting space. I don't know if there's any players in that, but that's an interesting artifact that's super present for all my clients in e-commerce. There's now a sizable budget just for that, and it's super inefficient. It's almost like we went back in time again, going back to relationships and playing golf with the right people to convince this influencer to work with us, right? It was supposed to be anyone can access to any ad inventory out there. Now there's preferential treatments to, you have to go back to the relationship thing again, right? So that's an interesting dynamic. The second one actually is not sure how some of the new channels are going to play out. A lot of it is platform specific. For example, I'll just loosely say Messenger. There are now more people spending time on just texting and messaging on Facebook's Messenger platform. There's some precedents with WeChat in China where that is a phenomenon, where ads in Messenger or conversational messages or conversational ads, right? And if you extend that just a little bit, if you squint a little bit, then you are now thinking about all the voice technologies, right? Like Alexa or Home Assistant or Siri or whatever in that realm. So that's very clear. That's going to be a thing in the near future. So whoever can dominate that, either as an ad network or as a technology solution or as a platform or as a native thing, will be interesting to note. And then the last one I would leave you with is Amazon ads. Is yet another channel us busy marketers have to contend with. So they own a lot of the Thomas, I just want to check, make sure you can hear me.
Nope, I'm here. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So Amazon is another channel that might be really interesting to pay attention to, because they own a lot of the purchase intent traffic, which is at the end of the day the most valuable part of the buying spectrum. So people go to Amazon to do searches because they're in the mode or mindset of buying, and potentially that type of traffic, like Google search traffic, is really good, right? They don't even just have the intent, but they actually have the payment, the frictionless payment part of it pretty much down, right? So that's an interesting place I think we're all just figuring out how to exploit when Amazon ads opens up a little bit better and has a little bit more robust tools to work with. Currently, they only let you, I think, advertise to your own Amazon listings, like on Amazon. If they open that up to other platforms or figure out a way to connect Amazon ads with Amazon Pay on your site or outside of Amazon, that's an interesting dynamic to look with when we're dealing with, in my world, e-commerce.
Got it. So, parting question then. I mean, sometimes So it's